Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, coming to you on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. Remember to hit like and subscribe on this channel. This video is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, and I'm here to talk about the banning of the Meathook Massacre. Well, I'm going to talk about it briefly here in the intro, but then I'm going to show you a deck that takes advantage of that banning in the best possible way that can help you reach Mythic, all your Mythic dreams on Magic the Gathering Arena. The Meathook Massacre is an exceptionally, and I mean exceptionally powerful and amazing card. A legendary enchantment that was sweeping the battlefield and making it almost impossible for players who like to flood the board with a bunch of cheap 1/1 creatures, or cheap 2/1 creatures, or cheap 3/1 creatures, basically anything with low toughness. The Meathook Massacre not only killed them all, but gave the controller a ton of life, which made it almost impossible to then attack them for lethal in the near future. So, because the Meathook Massacre was so good at that, and because black decks were so powerful, they decided to ban the Meathook Massacre. Meathook Massacre, no longer legal. Without Meathook Massacre, we are entering a new world of vegan standard, where without a serious board wiping threat that also gains a bunch of life, a lot of decks don't have a board wiping component at all. They don't have a way to kill multiple creatures at once. We can take advantage of that. We can play a deck like this one, green-white tokens, that seeks to generate all kinds of creatures, build an incredible battlefield, and then build them up and make them larger. We make a lot of creatures with Resolute Reinforcements. We make a lot of creatures with Adeline, Resplendent Cathar, and Wedding Announcement. And then we make them all huge with effects like Intrepid Adversary, where we can pump in a lot of mana to give +1/+1 for each time we pay 2 when it enters the battlefield. We can also flip our Wedding Announcements, so it kind of serves double duty. And we have Ao the Dawn Sky, which is a mythic dragon that a lot of people aren't finding ways to exile right now. Like, there isn't as much exile removal as there used to be in the format. So when Ao dies, the ability to put 2 +1/+1 counters on each permanent you control that's a creature or vehicle makes your board absolutely massive, and just, I mean, you can just swing and wipe somebody out. You may even try to find a way to kill your own AO to get that effect. It's so powerful. Catilda leads the human clan and tries to make a lot of mana. You can use a lot of mana in a lot of ways with this deck, like casting multiple AOs, or just using it with Catilda to make all your creatures bigger, which is the primary name of the game. So I'm looking forward to basically letting a whole bunch of other cards from this standard format come out and play now that the Meathook Massacre is banned. So let's dive in. Let the green-white token nonsense begin. All right, on the play, we're moving with Gala Greeters and Adeline. Although, we do need another white source for Adeline, but if we have to play Brutal Cathar or Adversary to get a treasure from the Greeters, we won't be too upset. Pack Leader, going on an aggressive green strategy. Down for that. Okay, they're playing red-green. Their land enters tapped. We are not going to block. Even though I hate taking the damage this early, we can get so much out of this Greeters. And in fact, we drew another one, which gives us an interesting choice. But I think the right play is to get Wedding Announcement down. The sooner this card does all the thing it needs to do, the better. Let's attack for 1 because we're not going to block. Make a 1/1, and then we'll make a treasure because it will make next turn even more explosive. Opponent has a Beast Caller. Oh my goodness. It's about to get funky in here. Let's play a Greeters. This will generate another treasure token for later. No attacks because we don't want to trade. And then we'll make another creature with the Wedding Announcement, and we'll hold up Resolute Reinforcements for their turn. And what that's gonna do is let our Greeters get 2 more triggers on their turn, and then another 2 on our turn. They're gonna get bigger. They're gonna make so much mana. I don't think our opponent has any idea how much trouble they're in. They have a lot of creatures too, but their Beast Caller is a good creature because it keeps scaling. Ours are going to scale as well. Oh my goodness. Counter, and make a token. Treasure. When you have a lot of life, the last thing you probably want to grab is the life. Now, we could make everything huge and attack, but the wedding announcement is going to flip on end step, and that's going to make everything huge as well. Let's go for this wedding announcement, and let's use up all our treasures to play this brutal Cathar. And go after their only good creature, the Beast Caller. Next, at the end of turn, we're going to make another token. We're going to trigger our greeters. We're going to flip our wedding announcements to make all our creatures bigger. And the next turn, we're going to play the adversary and make everything enormous. And that's the deck. We go first. We have Gala Greeters, but we have 2 green and a lot of white spells. If we draw any white source or any green creature, I guess they're all white creatures. So a second Gala Greeters, I guess, would make another treasure. So we have a lot of live draws to make this hand good. But I'm still not going to keep it. Oh, okay. This is getting silly. This is getting very silly. I would like to thank Wizards and their beautiful shuffler. Thanks. Have me back on the channel soon. All right. Let's put this here. Catilda can make a lot of mana, but this can rebuild our card advantage situation. But we do need mana. And I'd rather keep a creature. I guess we'll put away the reinforcements. Reinforcements are good, but not great. We really need this Catilda to live, or we need to draw another land in our top 2. Otherwise, we're going to start falling behind really fast. Red mana, huh? Priority check. This is where we see if our opponent has a play with fire by skipping to our second main phase and seeing if there's a stick. Like, it just kind of pauses for them to do something. They did not. That means it's safe to play Catilda. If it had, you'd want to play the tapped land so you could play your 3 drops next turn. And our opponent has Tenacious Underdog. Okay. We get to start playing some stuff. Let's get the wedding announcement down. The sooner that goes off, the better. And it makes humans. And those can tap for mana with Catilda. Then hopefully our Welcoming Vampire can draw us cards, so we're not just falling behind on cards. No blocks. Our creatures, our little human friends are too valuable. Trespasser. All right. Destroy Evil. That will probably come in handy at some point. While the opponent's tapped out, we definitely want to play this Welcoming Vampire and then make a creature with wedding announcement. One of the most popular cards now, and before with Meathook, but still now, is Sheldred. And Destroy Evil is one of the best things at killing Sheldred. Also perfectly flavorful, as Sheldred is the mega villain in the current lore. I'm not interested in attacking with Trespasser. Okay, there it is. Nope. They backed off. We're definitely taking the damage. So here's the thing about the Trespasser. We have Catilda. Catilda has protection from werewolves. Catilda can block the Trespasser all day, but not most people forget that about this little human. Most people forget. Now they're saying go so they can transform their Trespasser. Okay. Ooh, this is good. This lets us draw off our Welcoming Vampire at instant speed. And now they have a 4/4, so the Destroy Evil in theory could kill it, but I'm not in a rush. I'm honestly not in a rush to do anything. What we can be doing is using Catilda to grow our army. If they're not going to do anything, we don't have to do anything either. And also, our creatures just increased in size thanks to the festivity going off. So I'm totally fine with waiting. We're in a defensive position in this particular game. We were down 2 cards, down 3 cards if you count going first. And our opponent likes to get value. The black-red decks are all about their value. But now they don't have Meathook Massacre. And you see they're not even attacking. They're afraid. They play another Trespasser, but there's still nothing in the graveyards to eat, and they can't really attack. All right, if we play the Resolute Reinforcements, we cannot use Catilda to grow the team. However, Catilda's growing a bigger team if we do this, so let's do it. The opponent did not kill the Welcoming Vampire, so we get to draw another card. Ooh, and we drew a playable card too. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. They're gonna need a Meathook Massacre. Look at all these creatures. This is insane. There's so many of them. All right, let's go. This seems good. Just nothing but creatures, as far as the eye can see. I'll hit you in the air. I could also attack with one of these tokens and draw more cards with the wedding announcement, but I want to see how many creatures we can make. Eh? And we draw. Nice. Trespassers turn back. We played 2 spells. They're like, you never thought you'd miss Meathook this much, did you? Thundering Raiju. I mean, that's good when you attack. I don't know what you're attacking into here. Oh, you're going to put a counter on that? Cool. So, do we destroy evil? I think we just block it with 2 creatures, to be honest. Like, we won't miss these that much. So we'll block with the ones that aren't humans, because those tap for mana. And are therefore sweet. Alright, they got a Reckoner Raid, which is another cheap, aggressive card. Their deck is more aggressive than I thought it was, and that's a good thing, because they didn't kill us. Goodness gracious. This is so much damage. Yeah, we'll put a counter on the Vigilance creature. We can attack with all this. We can also just wait, transform it, and put counters on it, and have these all be 5/5s next turn. It's amazing. We go first, and we have Catilda, so we will keep it. A castable Catilda, a wedding announcement, and a welcoming vampire. Catilda and vampires working together. Mass hysteria. All right, third land, very important draw. Our opponent opens on Xander's Lounge, Grixis colors. Let's see just how much chaos they are here to unleash. So one of the most popular cards in the format is Make Disappear. And Make Disappear is a card that they can play from this spot. It means that playing our 3 drops means they're very likely to get countered. Also, them just having mana up means they're likely to use a removal spell. So I think what I want to do is just attack them with Catilda and play reinforcements on their turn to play around what seems to be an obvious removal or Make Disappear spot. Just a little tactical nonsense. Make Disappear also lets you pay 2 to keep it from countering your spell, and we'll have the 2 this turn if Resolute Reinforcements resolves. They don't really want to counter this. This isn't very scary to them. Also, what the heck is this? Why do they have white and blue and red and black? They're just playing all the colors. Okay, yeah, like I said, they don't really want to counter that. So let's try to play a wedding announcement. And if they Make Disappear this, we can actually pay, and not everybody knows that because of Catilda. There it is, and we pay. Ta-da! Now we're back to the part of the show where they would play a Meathook Massacre and kill all our things. Oh wait, they can't. So, next thing when reading the opponent's mail is, do they have Wandering Emperor? They have 2 white sources and 4 mana, and they didn't do anything. So yes, they have Wandering Emperor. What do you play against Wandering Emperor? They could have another Make Disappear, and putting an AO on the stack would be a little bit of a mistake there. So we're probably better off just playing a Welcoming Vampire and attacking our opponent with, what, a Soldier? Maybe? Let's play this Welcoming Vampire and see what they do. Nothing. All right, in that case, I'm going to attack them with this Soldier and see what they do. If they play a Wandering Emperor, ta-da. Then we play a Welcoming Vampire. We draw another card from our Welcoming Vampire, and at end step, we draw another card from Wedding Announcement. It's awesome. It's so good. The value. Our opponent is definitely playing a control deck, which means they have to deal with every card we draw somehow. The more cards you draw, the harder you are to deal with.
watch for intruders.
All right, tricky spot. I really want to trigger these welcoming vampires. Our opponent could have another Wandering Emperor in hand, which is, they usually play a lot of them. Totally realistic. How much mana do we have? 8. So we can go for an AO and a wedding announcement. And if they don't counter any of them, then maybe we just don't attack. We have 2 AOs. We definitely need to play at least 1 AO this turn. Let's go for it. Resolves. Okay. Now we'll try a wedding announcement. If they counter it, they don't have mana for another Wandering Emperor. And they don't. So I don't think they have one. Or I don't think they have a counter, but they might have another Wandering Emperor, and we don't want to let our welcoming vampires go, so no attacks. Memory Deluge. They're going to look at some cards, pick out their favorites. The card they want most is Farewell. Farewell actually solves all of these problems for them. But if they don't find Farewell, they're probably just going to die. And even if they do find Farewell, we have a number of cards still in hand. That's why it was important not to attack with the vampires and risk getting one removed. Okay, Wandering Emperor. When they let their own Wandering Emperor go to make a 2/2, that's a pretty big sign they do have another one. All right. So now for the really fun part. AO. Number 2. Yes, they're legendary. I know. It's because I want the death trigger. It's 5 mana to put 2 +1/+1 counters on everything on our board. And the opponent actually sees it and has to counter it. And now they can't Wandering Emperor us. So now they're getting attacked. Oh yeah, they're getting attacked. All right, some samurais take some trades. That's still a lot of damage. They have a Fires of Victory. That's going to kill one of the welcoming vampires. They're going to go to 3. We draw off the wedding announcement. You got to believe they wanted to do something different on that turn, but they recognized that a second AO death trigger was just going to kill them. So they had to counter it. And 3 mana for a Dissipate is a lot in this meta. Yeah. At this point, I don't think my opponent actually runs black cards. I think they're just Jeskai control. With another Wandering Emperor up their sleeve, huh? Alright. Let's try for Catilda. Draws a card from Welcoming Vampire. Cool. Ooh. Let's try for Sigarda. Pumps the team. Very lethal squad. They are going to dig. It better be a pretty amazing dig. This is the champion of light you're talking to. You ain't getting out of this one alive. Okay. That doesn't even kill the dragon. A futile attempt, Control Gamer. You have been swarmed. And look at that. When I say it gets you to Mythic, you know I'm not lying.